Welcome to this tutorial on how to create a character theme for the Roadrunner film project. In this tutorial, we will cover how we will use the musical information you discovered about your characters to create a character theme. To complete this tutorial, you will need to have completed the How to Turn a Character into Music document. A character theme is a very short melody or phrase that represents a character and makes you think of a character when you hear it. I will be using my example that I created using the Grinch as my character. As you can see, after creating a headline of my character, I used that information about the important aspects of their character to create meaningful musical information about the Grinch in the next table. This is the information we will be using to create our character theme. Let's start with the tempo. Firstly, open GarageBand and open up an empty project. Save the project with Roadrunner Film Project and then put your name and class. We will now change the tempo of the project to match our musical description of the character. To do this, you will need to click on Track and then Show Tempo Track. A blue line at the top of your project should appear with a number 120 next to it. This line can be dragged up and down to change the number, which is the number of beats per minute, or BPM. If you increase the number, it will go faster, and if you decrease it, the piece will be slower. Keep the following tempo guidelines in mind when you are changing your tempo. Very fast equals 130 plus BPM. Fast is around 110 to 130 BPM. Moderate is 80 to 110 BPM. Slow is 60 to 80 BPM, and very slow is 0 to 60. Keep in mind these are just guidelines, and feel free to change it to suit the piece. Following from this, we are going to consider the main instrument that you will use for your melody. Firstly, look at your chosen instrument in the second row of the table of the How to Turn a Character into Music document. Go to your GarageBand project and open up the software library in the top left corner. Choose the instrument that you wrote down. Please note that GarageBand may not have the most comprehensive list of all orchestral instruments, so choose the closest thing that you can. For example, there isn't a cello instrument, but you may choose smart strings and then make it quite low so it sounds like the cello. My chosen instrument was the marimba for the Grinch, so I will choose that. Next, we need to change our time signature. Firstly, look at your chosen time signature, either 4/4 or 6/8, for the third row of the table in the How to Turn a Character into Music document. To change your time signature in your project, go to the top of your GarageBand project and click on the 4/4 symbol. If you want to leave it as 4/4, please leave that space, otherwise you can change it to 6/8 using the drop-down menu. We now need to consider whether it's major or minor. Firstly, open musical typing by pressing Command K. Look at your How to Turn a Character into Music document to see if you chose major or minor for your character. If you chose major, your melody will start on Do, which you can play by pressing A. If you chose minor, your melody will start on La, which you can play by pressing H. Whichever scale you use, only try to use the first 3 notes of the scale. If you picked major, that will be Do, Re, Mi. If you picked minor, that will be La, Ti, Do. Remember, if you want it to be higher or lower pitch, you can change the octave by clicking Z or X on your musical keyboard. Finally, we will be considering whether there are short or long notes in our melody. Consider your last choice in the document. How long or short will your notes be in your melody? Experiment with long and short notes, using the first 3 notes of the scale, until you come up with something that you like the sound of and that matches your character. To record your melody, press R or hit the red button at the top of the recording screen. Make sure you listen to the click track to keep in time. Once you have recorded it, open up to the piano roll by clicking on the scissors icon in the top left corner of the screen. This will show all the notes that you have recorded. You may notice that some of the notes have not lined up exactly to the beat. You can fix this manually by dragging each note However, we can use a tool called quantizing to snap all the notes to the nearest grid. To do this, select all of your notes in the piano roll by pressing Command A, and then click on the Q icon to the left of the piano roll. This will snap the notes to the grid. If anything is now out of place, you can manually move each individual note to correct it. Repeat this process for both of your characters until you have 2 character themes, one for the Coyote and one for the Roadrunner.